All right, here we go. We have an upcoming Brampton rapper and artist, by the way. Big K. How are you doing today, man?
Great, how about you?
I'm doing all right, man. Thank you for coming by to the platform for the very first time for your very first in-person video interview and all that. Been hearing like a lot of like dope stuff. By the way, your EP, is actually making like a lot of noise and all that. Like, unexpected, like very like it had like a lot of good vibes and all that. PTSD, the music video shot by like OG Productions and all that. Like that was like too fire and all that. A very dope dedication by the way to with the family member that passed away too. So it was like kind of dope as well. And like all your other singles, like with Mismatch, Movie, Loner, My Lifestyle, and like Mission, they've been going fire so far.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Honestly, honestly, like unexpected. That was just like a crazy, a crazy trip for me. So like, I had to like come with something that I never done before. Like my mom, she passed, and like it hurt. So I was like, fuck, I gotta like do this shit hard. So that's what I'm trying to like get my music up and going and all that shit. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, most definitely, man. I mean, we've definitely been tuning in with like a lot of the stuff too. Like, I know you recently performed at Dribber Drown and all that with St. Paris and like a lot of other like Brampton and like Guelph and Kitchen artists. So like,
for sure.
that's kind of like a vibe too as well from what I've seen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. So I want to get this started. By the way, so you grew up in Brampton, that's correct?
Well, honestly, I grew up everywhere, to be honest. Like, I grew up in actually I grew up in Montreal, and then I came here, and then I moved to Toronto, and then bare places, but yeah, mostly Brampton.
Yeah. So you were born in Montreal first, or?
Yeah, I was born in Montreal first.
So like in those ends, which ends did you grow up by? Like in Montreal and?
Well, like in Montreal, I don't know if you guys know, but like Park Extension, it's crazy over there. But then, I came to Toronto. I moved to Scarborough, like Warden, and those ends. And then I think I moved to like Malton. Then I moved to like Mississauga, and then Brampton. But yeah.
By. And what was like those areas like for you in regards of like the environment and everything else? Would you say like your childhood was like blessed back then, or would it be like quite different?
Nah, chill. Like it was actually rough, to be honest. Like move place to place. Like honestly, like my life has just been fucked. Like I I was in shelters, and like I was like sleeping places where people wouldn't sleep. But yeah, it was rough. Still rough, but I'm going. Gotta keep going harder and everything. But yeah, for sure.
Man. And like I know with Scarborough, like there's like a lot of like dope talent from there, and then Montreal, like they recently had like a lot of like unique talent too. And then when we get by to like Brampton, like they have like a lot of dope people that actually like rapped for a bit too, and some like that have passed away a long time ago, and then others who are still like making it and all that. So I mean, you had Steno, you had Tizzy Stacks and all that, Hawaii Mighty, this other artist like named Spitty and all that, Emmy Quans, like all those other people too. So
yeah, shout out Emmy Quans. Yeah, that's cool right there.
Yeah, man. So, but like in B-Town, were there any other like musical influences or talent that inspired you to take part in that scene there?
Like honestly, I just like any kind of art. If it's music, if it's like crafts, if it's like any kind of like instrument that you play, I'm like, oh, like music is like it has something for me. It's a meaning. How like some people like have meaning like going to school, grinding for a purpose. Like music is something that inspired me to like do those shits. So that's why I'm like, yeah, like I like whatever like people do. If people like do like videos, and like they do like pictures, and like I like those stuff because it's creativity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, most definitely. And like at home, what were you like introduced to like in terms of like music growing up and all that?
Well, honestly, I feel like I was introduced to like hip hop in like the 2000s. Like I used to listen to like BIGK, Tupac, you know, like those big artists, and like they also inspired me a little bit, you know, cause I'm like, shit, one day I want to be like them, you know, I want to like live in a lavish lifestyle, you know, I don't want to like live like this, you know, my whole life. So yeah, for sure, those people were like there. Um, Honestly, I don't really like know like artist names like that, you know. It's just I don't really like take it in and just like, oh yeah, like these guys inspire me. So yeah.
I think this might sound like kind of odd, like with an aging and all that, but were you like young at the time that you could like buy CDs, or like during your era was it more so like buying from iTunes?
Shit. Honestly, like kind of both. Like it was CDs, like you can still get CDs. When I used to like live near like McMurtry, you know, we used to go to this place, Kennedy Square, and like used to get like movies, CD movies, you know, like even like music CDs, and like my mom had like a pack, you know, she had like bare of it, you know, but then like, you know, everything started going online, and then iTunes and all this shit. I'm like, bro, but you know, life happens, all that stuff, you know. But yeah.
Did you have like your very first CD that you like ever like really bought, or like?
Well, I kind of bought a CD with it was like a Snoop Dogg CD, and like I liked this so much that like I kept playing it, but then after like I'm like, oh, he's on like iTunes, you know, or like Apple Music. So yeah, like I did buy a Snoop Dogg CD, but then that's really you know, I didn't really buy no CDs like that. But yeah.
What you mean, man?
Yeah.
In terms of you getting into music, like how did you get into like rapping and making music?
Well, honestly, when my dad passed away when I was 10, I had like I felt like music would help me heal my pain, you know? Like not smoking, not like going to therapy. I don't think those was gonna help me. So music was helping me a lot. Like I wasn't like recording anything. I was just like kind of freestyling, you know? Like I'd be like hearing words, and then I would be like trying to put them in like lines and trying to like make like a song, but I wouldn't make a whole song, you know. I'd just make maybe a chorus, and like I would like that, you know. But yeah, like honestly, after my dad passed away, that's how I got into music. I was just like, yeah, music would like it's helping me cope with the pain, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
most definitely, man. And as far as like your musical history and background goes, did you like had like any family that ever like made music or were well known like in the music industry? And
not like family, but like family friends that my dad used to know. They were in the African industry, you know, the kind of like the African like not rap, but like R&B, I guess. African like rap, I guess. I don't know, to be honest. But like yeah, like my dad had some friends, and they were like getting up there, you know. They're in the Ghana industry. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Like the music scene, yeah, I know. So like I know with Ghana, they had like a lot of like dope talent, like Stonebwoy, Shada, Wale, Sarkodie, like all those other dope people too. So
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, man. And what made you decide on wanting to become like a rapper and artist and take it to like the next level and all that?
Well, honestly, when I was like in high school, everyone's just like, oh, like you should make a name for yourself, right? And I'm like, yeah, like I guess I should, but like I wasn't taking this serious in high school, because I'm like, I'm not gonna make it, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, you have to like grind to like make it, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I'm not making it. But after high school, everyone just like, yeah, like you're dope, your music's hard, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, I started taking it serious after high school, like probably like 2 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. And as far as like, you know, like artists or genres that you like influenced by and all that, like I know you talked about like listening to Snoop Dogg for a bit too, but what other artists or genres were you like mainly like influenced by, and who?
fuck, like, damn. Like, it depends. I listen to all kinds of like music. Like, Alicia Keys? Yeah. I liked how like she had like vocals and I love like her music sometimes. And it was good. I like listening to her. I listen to like new artists, to be honest, like Gunna, Future. I listen to those kinds of like people. Also listen to like gospel music. Gospel music's neat. I like gospel music. It just inspires you, to be someone closer to God and shit. So yeah, for sure.
And as far as like wanting to like make music someday, do you have like any people that you want to like work with in that sense too?
Well, yeah, for sure. I'm trying to like work with a lot of people in like Brampton and Saga and like Toronto. Like in the GTA, to be honest. I want to like start collabing more, cause I guess like I haven't really got like collabs, to be honest, but I want to collab with like let's see. Well, I have a song with Emmy Kwans. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's Stories on my EP. I wanna also like shit. Fuck. There's bare people I don't even know who, Fuck. There's a lot of like rappers, to be honest. But like upcoming rappers. Not like artists that are like up there, I don't know if you know Fame Holiday.
Yeah, no Fame.
Yeah. I would definitely collab with him, cause like he's like I like his music. It's hard. It gets people dancing. TikTok viral. Even Spitty. Like I would do music with him for sure. There's other people, but I don't know their names right now, to be honest. My head is not it.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, there's like a Vibe Mighty, Omega Mighty from Brampton and all that. St. Paris, who we just had like a...
Yeah, for sure. I would do a music with him for sure. Honestly, I would do a music with anyone who can get like my name out there, who they can get their name out there as well. You know what I mean? It's not just I want to be selfish and be like, yeah, I want to like have my name and like no one, Yeah. It's in the game, Everyone just has to help each other, but like, Toronto just everyone's not helping each other. One person's like, "Oh, I want to be up," and then the next person doesn't want to help him and shit, Yeah. So like I'm like I don't know. I feel like Atlanta is and like the States, they help people, even if it's like upcoming artists and stuff. Yeah.
Man. And as far as your artistry goes, like what do you bring to the table as like a rising rapper and artist like in the GTA music scene, and what makes you like different from the rest in that sense?
Well, like honestly, I'm trying to like start like helping people who don't like know music like that. I want them to also like get on the music, like some of my friends they don't like they rap but they don't rap serious, and I would help them come and start making music, start making their name, you know what I mean? Like honestly, like I also want to like help the community for sure, because I feel like when you help the community, like your name would get out there, because you're helping people in your like community, like help homeless people, like give them some food. Like I'm not gonna lie, like every time I'm driving, for sure I see a homeless guy on the highway exit, I would be like, yeah, give him money for sure, because I get it. Like I don't want him to think I'm selfish, So like, yeah, I would help the community. I would get people on music, help them get their name out there, and like show them the industry, Yeah.
And as far as like your stage name goes, how did you get your stage name Big K? Like by any chance?
So like honestly, in grade 9, I was in family studies, and me and my friend, he just like, oh, um, you should make a name for yourself, right? And I was thinking like, you know how like Biggie, right? I was like, oh, what about like BIGK? And I'm like, chill, like that feels like it's not it. So I'm like, what should I do? And then honestly, I was thinking to myself, those times, even though I'm big right now, but I was bigger back then. So I'm like, yeah, like I'm big, and like my first name, it starts with a K. So like, I just say Big K, and like, it's short, simple. People be like, oh wow, it's easy, cause it's not like a long name that people, you know. But yeah, that's how I got it. Like we're in grade 9, and he just like, oh, like gotta like do something, and he just like, oh, what about Big K? I'm like, oh, that's hard, that's hard. So yeah, that's how I got my name.
Man, and you know, I've had Biggie like another rapper like in the music scene in Toronto back here like in the platform, like, you know, like for his first interview like back in like February and all that.
Oh,
and
yeah, I saw that.
And we talked about like, you know, adversities and, you know, dealing with haters and all that, like in that sense too, like, you know, depending on body size, depending on like other situations too, depending on like people who make music. So, you know, being like an artist and public figure, like how do you deal with the adversities that tackle your way and like haters in that sense too?
Honestly, like, first you gotta love yourself, for sure. You gotta love yourself. If you don't love your body, if you don't love yourself, then you're not gonna like be confident in yourself, you know what I mean? I have like, some people be saying, oh, like your music is garbage and shit, but I take it like, oh, okay, I can do better for sure, but I'm not taking it as hate, because if they're hating on me, I can hate on them too, right? But I wouldn't do that. I would make sure that, oh yeah, if like your music's kind of like off, I can like help you. I will teach you how to be better. I wouldn't like hate on you and stuff. So like people that I hate and say, oh yeah, your music's garbage, or like you're fat, or like all this, you know, like I just like look at them and I'm like, that has nothing to do with me, because I'm confident in myself. So that's all that matters, you know, because if you're not confident, then how are you supposed to make it in the game, you know? But yeah, for sure, that's why. That's how I deal with haters and shit.
Definitely, man. And you know, as far as like the music stuff right now, do you have a creative process when it comes to making music? And what would a day in making or recording music be like for you?
Well, like honestly, I would listen to beats, and then I would just like, ooh, like I like this beat, and then I would try to come up with like a chorus first. Then after I would come up with a chorus, then I would try to make a verse, but it would take me some time, because verses is long, you know, 16 bars. It's kind of long, but like if you know what song you're gonna make, then it's easy. Like for me, like when I made PTSD, it was kind of easier for me, because I was trying to make a song about like why it hurt, you know what I mean? So it was easier compared to like other music that I made. Like sometimes when I go to the studio, I don't know if you heard of EA Studios. Like he helps me with like how to like make my verses and my music better, you know? So like that's like a day, I guess. Sometimes I just be with my fiance and we just be like in the car listening to music, and she'd be like giving me some tips, you know. It'd be like that sometimes. So yeah, that's how I like make music, you know.
And you know, you had your EP out for a bit, Unexpected and all that. I think we shared some love like on the promo for PTSD, and you know, we talked about like, you know, like how that EP is like very dope in that sense too. But in terms of like the songs that you have on there, like what was like the creative process and inspiration for that EP?
Well, for Digits, I like, honestly, like I didn't have like money those times, and like I'm like, honestly, I want to make a song that's like something about money, and that's something that relates to my life. So Digits kind of relate to my life, because like some of the lyrics I sang was like like my dad, I know he's in a better place, you know, and like when I'm like in this world right now, this is just temporarily, you know what I mean? So like right now, if I'm here, I want to make money. I want to like succeed in life. So like those are kind of like stuff that I was thinking of when I was making digits. I was like, oh yeah, like um I want to like make sure that this music that I'm making is like something that relates to me. So that's how I made digits. Also like I had like before I was like driving like a pickup truck, you know. So you know I gotta put stuff in there that I have right now, and I want to turn it into like, you know, maybe like a Rolls Royce or like something that's fancy and rich. You know what I mean? So that's how I made digits for story. I used to live in apartments in Montreal. I used to live in apartments, so like it was like, oh, like I want to tell the world about my story. You know what I mean? I lived in apartments. Now I live in income houses, and it's kind of like it's not good, but like you know I want to like keep going, trying to have my own house. You know, one day. So like you know I was trying to tell the world my story. I was like asking like tips from my fiance and my sisters and other people that I know, and telling them like, oh, like what is like what should I do and what like story should I put in here? You know what I mean? So yeah, same with PTSD, and then for dark times, like I have times where like I don't smile and shit, and like those times I was like thinking about like my dad, and like it was just I was in like an emotional state. So like that's how I made like dark times. I'm like, yeah, there's times where like it's dark, but at the end of the day, if he was still here, he would want me to move forward with my life and succeed, do something that's good with my life. So yeah, that's the process, and that was the stuff that like I was thinking of when I was making like the songs and stuff. So yeah.
I want to point out this one interesting thing that you have like on your arm, like with the tattoo and all that. So like on the
oh, this arm, yeah. So like this is when my dad died. He died November 2nd, 2011. So this reminds me that this day changed my life, and now like when I look at this tattoo, I'm like, yeah, I am like I changed from the person I was those times, right? There's that, but there's also like a next one right here, you know? There's this one. This one is my and my fiance's like when we got together, you know, our like I don't even know how to say it, to be honest, because my brain is actually like fucked right now. Our anniversary date, that's what it is. Yeah, our anniversary date. So like that reminds me that like, oh, like it's something special to me, you know what I mean? And then there's like this heart, like we got like matching tattoos. So yeah, you know, like the love that we have for each other. But yeah.
and you know when we talk about like loss too, so you actually lost your dad and your mom like within like different like years in that
10
sense.
years
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
with PTSD, that details more about loss. Like, how do you deal with loss, and what were some ways that you had to heal, like during those times, like when both your parents passed away?
Oh, well, honestly, for tips, like honestly, choose something that's gonna make you better, and don't be in a depression state. Cause if you're in a depression state, you're gonna feel like, oh, like it's your fault, and like you can't do anything about it, but you can, because even though they're not here, they're still watching regardless, you know. They're watching what kind of stuff that you do. So for people, like honestly, if you like lost your parents or whatever, just keep going. Try to make them proud, even though they're not here. They're still watching, you know. So yeah, I'm trying to make my mom proud, my dad proud, both of them, because I want to be something. I want them to see, oh yeah, like even though I'm not there with him, he can still make decisions on his own and be something that we couldn't be, you know what I mean? So honestly, just life happens, I guess. Move forward, not move forward like fast, but make something out of your day. Working, maybe like if you work, you can like maybe that can like get that shit off your mind, or like if you like doing hobbies or something, like if you play like a sport or something, keep doing that for sure. Cause if you're just alone and by yourself, for sure you can cry, but you can't cry all the time because crying helps a little bit, but it doesn't help a lot. Well, that's all I gotta say.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Those are some good points right there, in terms of like healing. Because
For sure.
not a lot of people can afford therapy and all that in that sense too, and others like they use like different vices and all that, such as like alcohol, like weed, like all that other type stuff, all that other type of stuff too. I don't know if you had to use that to be in like certain elements to make music, or if you're usually like in the studio like sober and all that.
Nah, when I'm in the studio, I'm sober for sure. Before I got like with my girl, like, of course I was just doing drugs. Well, not a lot of drugs. I was just smoking, and it kind of messed me up a little bit, but not really, because I know that weed does something with your brain. So honestly, like, I didn't really care like what other people thought when I was doing those times, but now I see that, oh, you can not do drugs and you can still be proper. You can still do something with your life that doesn't contain drugs or alcohol. Do something, because even honestly, like my sisters, like, they have like their times as well, and they want to like smoke and stuff, but like that shit's not helping. That shit's making you worse. So yeah, for sure.
Definitely, man. And other songs that you have, like such as like Mismatch, Movie, Loner, My Lifestyle, like Mission, what were like the creative processes like, and like the inspiration for making those tracks?
Well, like honestly, like I just want people to know about my life, the way the way I was. For example, for Loner, honestly, like I know people. I'm not gonna lie, I know people, but most of the time I'm by myself or with my girl. I'm not with bare people all the time. You know what I mean? So I don't really like, I like to tell people about my life. I don't want to like lie about my life, so I wanted to tell about that shit. Last, like those years, like I think I made those like last year or a year before. I don't know. I wasn't really like having like a creative part. I was just like, oh, I just want my music to sound good. You know what I mean? I just want my music to sound good. There wasn't no meaning to it. I just wanted music to go out, because I saw my friends, they were making music, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta go to the studio and make some music. So yeah, those times I wasn't really like thinking of like, oh, what is the meaning or like the creativity in the music. You know what I mean? Just wanted it to sound good, and now have songs that are meaningful. It's not like meaningful, but like it's something that like you can take in and you're like, oh wow, I get what this guy means. You know what I mean?
How do you feel that gun violence in the GTA can be prevented?
Honestly, yo, gun violence, that shit is fucked. Someone told me that most gun violence start with, it's your best friend and you guys turn enemies, and they go and try to shoot their best friend now that they're enemy. Honestly, I feel like police should like, honestly, like they shouldn't give people the rights to have guns, to be honest. Like I get that people want guns and shit, but like fuck. Nah, like that shit is fucked. Like honestly, I just feel like people nowadays, like they have to like learn that if you have a gun, you can die and die any minute, and you like if you have something that you wanted to do when you're older, you're not gonna do now, because now you're gone to like the Lord. But like honestly, I just feel like that shit has to like stop. Gun violence in general, I don't fuck with it. I don't tell people, yeah, go use guns. Nah, chill. I feel like you should relax and if someone that was your best friend turns your enemy, just don't talk to them again, you know? Like, it's that simple, you know? Because if people around you want to be around you, they will be around you. But if they're not, if they want to, like, turn on you and be a snake, those are fake friends, to be honest. So, honestly, gun violence in GTA is just messed up.
But yeah,
most definitely. And you know, like especially with situations going on like right now, especially like in the music scene, like a lot of our artists like have passed away due to like gun violence and all that. You know, RIP to all of the like RIP to like all of them that have passed away too. But I think, you know, in situations too, like it even leads to like further talk about the music scene and all that. And then we did like talk for a bit in terms of, you know, people people trying to support each other. Like there should be like a unity, just like in Atlanta, where people support each other, help each other out throughout the way too, and you know, to give them like the resources and like allocations like needed for that sense too. But in your opinion, how do you feel about the scene right now at the moment? Aside from the whole like the unity situation, do you feel that there should be some other changes on the direction of where the scene should go to, or do you feel like it's fine the way it is?
Well, honestly, I just feel like people should honestly, they should just leave it for now. But like, I feel like maybe like 2-3 years down the line, they should change it a little bit for sure. Because like, I feel like for this kind of like industry, people have to support each other regardless. Right now, people are just, they want to do their own thing. So I'm not saying that you should change it, to be honest, but I just feel like people should start supporting more people, and they should just make sure that the music industry is not violent and not like people want to like kill each other. You know what I mean?
so yeah.
Yeah, and you know, with Rolling Loud coming like in a few weeks and all that, especially with the artists that are lined up and like all the other stuff that's happening, how do you feel about that situation right now? And do you feel like there won't be like any issues happening, or you feel like something might pop off at like the very moment?
Nah, something will happen for sure. I'm not gonna lie, something would happen because the line of is just bare like people that are offs and shit. Cause I'm like, fuck, like if you go there, I feel bad for you, to be honest, because I know some artists, they're with their gang, and you know, some of them won't say no to like leaving their gun at home or something. You know what I mean? So like honestly, like I feel like some people, like maybe there will be like some fights or some shit that might happen, but I'm not going. So I'm blessed. I'm not going to that shit, cause fuck, that shit's supposed to stay in the States, not in Canada. You know what I mean?
I don't know,
So,
but
yeah.
it is benefiting some people like in the industry too. You know, to showcase like more of a lighter side of Toronto. Like, you know, give more light to like a lot of people like in the Canadian music scene, music scene for a bit too, with Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Ottawa. Like a lot of people coming there too. So it's
Well, yeah, for sure. Like people are getting their exposure and shit, but some people are already have their exposure. They're already like up and coming, and like they're already like making noise in the industry. So some people, yes, like they're getting exposure for sure, because the amount of people are going there, I feel like it's like gonna be a lot, and some people like they're gonna like the music and know who you are at the end of the day. So yeah, there's gonna be exposure for sure for the artists, but you know, some artists, they're just gonna like see people that they don't like and all that shit, and you know, fights, you know, all that stuff. But yeah.
You know, just to end off with this last question right now, what are your plans for this year in terms of any other music, creative projects, and so forth? I know, like, on your last IG post, you know, you're expecting your daughter very soon, so congratulations on that. And
I appreciate that.
as far as, like, everything else, too, do you have any, like, final words you'd like to say for any creative or any person out there pursuing their dreams?
Honestly, grind. Make sure that if there's people that don't like you or they hate you, leave them behind for sure. And if they're hating on you or your relationships, to be honest. Like, not just girlfriend or whatever. Like, if they're just hating on you, cut them off, to be honest. Like, I'm not saying that you should cut off like someone that you known for like lots of years. It's just if they just move sneaky or whatever, you know what I mean? Just cut them off. Make sure that like music, if you're making music or whatever you're doing, make sure that's your first thing. Make sure like don't make something else your first option. You know what I mean? Don't say, yeah, I want to do this and not be serious about it. Cause I've been there. I haven't been serious about music like that. But for this year, I'm trying to like get my music popping, especially since like I'm having a daughter now. I just want her to see that, oh, her dad is like a role model to her. You know what I mean? So like I want to make music. I want to make noise in the industry for sure. I have a lot of performances coming up. I have one in September, like the end of September. But there's gonna be more for sure. I'm gonna collab with more people for sure. I want to get more music videos out and more EPs out, cause I'm not at the album stage where I can like drop like 30 tracks. Nah, I can just drop like six tracks at once, to be honest, you know. But for sure, I'm gonna make noise in the industry for sure, because I have to like make sure that this is serious. I want to make this serious for my mom, my dad, and you know, my sisters, my fiance, and like my kid on the way, you know, for sure. So that's why I just don't want to make it. It's not I want to make it out. I just want people to hear about my story. I want people to hear me and what I do. And honestly, for people who are in this industry, please just don't be hating on each other, please, because if you inspire someone to do something, they will do it for sure. If you don't hate on the person, they will make it somehow, somewhere, regardless. There's people out there that I know, and they're making noise right now, not in the music industry, but like other industries, like the videos and like photos and stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, like honestly, just don't hate on people. That's all I really gotta say. I just want to thank Lens by, I forgot your name, to
Lens
be.
of Yashu.
Yeah, I would like to thank him for making me come on this thing, for sure. I'm trying to get more interviews in, for sure. About me. This is my first interview, but you know, year's not done yet. You know, year's still coming. You know, 5 months maybe, 5 months left, or like 4.
I think there should, like, we're at the end of August, so I think around 4 right now.
4, yeah, 4 months. There's still time for anyone to do anything, to be honest. Don't wait. Keep going. That's what I'm trying to do, you know? I'm trying to people know who I am. BIGK, you know? BIGK music. Hope you guys follow me, you know what I mean? You know, my socials. He's gonna put it in the link, right? Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right, man. BIGK, thank you for pulling by right now for the first ever like in-person video interview and all that. Your first interview for TLOY and all that. I wish nothing but the best for you, with your family, with everything else going on right now, with your future and all that. And you know, until next time.
Yeah, for sure. We out.